Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to math. Today we're going to continue working on circles. Last class, we learned how to write equations, okay, using the vertex, h and k, okay. Today we're going to learn how to graph, okay. That's our objective for today, to learn how to graph the equations of those circles, okay, using the vertex and the radius. All right, guys, let's get started on today's concept. If you still don't have it on your notes, if you don't remember it, that's okay. I have it up here for you. Make sure you write it down. Also, we also learned last class about coordinates and how it tells where points are located at. Remember, they are usually written as x and y. So, the new way to write a coordinate or a point, it's h and k, okay? So it's still the same thing as x and y. The only difference now is we need to get a little more familiar with h and k because it tells us about shifts. So now that we know about the equation and about coordinates, we can get started on today's concept. All right, guys, so last class we plugged it into the equation. Today we're gonna graph it, okay? So remember, always label. We have your x, we have your y, right? It says that the center of our problem is located at 4, comma, -2. And then the radius is 2. That means that we have x and y, which are also, if you remember, it's also known as h and k. Okay? So, now that we have h and k, we can plug it into the equation. So the equation for this circle is parentheses, pretty bad marker. Let's try another marker here. It's x minus, remember, and the equation goes h, right? So in this case, the h is 4. Close the parentheses, square, plus y minus, but notice that the 2 also has a minus, so it becomes positive, right? So plus 2 square equals the radius, which is 2 squared. Now that we have that equation, we cover the first part, which is writing the equation. Now we can actually graph it. Let's go back over here, okay? So, we have 4 and -2. That is the center of the circle, the origin, okay? So, let's start off by doing a graph. All right, guys, so I drew my graph, all right? So, remember, our center of origin or point of origin was at 4, comma, -2 with the radius of 2, okay? So, remember, we have x and y. Remember, your horizontal line is your x, your vertical line is your y, okay? So, let's start off by graphing just our center point, which is at 4, comma, -2. So we're going to go 4 on the x, right? Because it's 4. And then -2, which is about there. Might be a little off. Go a little more probably on top. So we have a -2 on the y and then 4 on the x. That's our center of origin, okay? That's where the point of the center is. Now, send us that point has a radius to the outer layer of 2. So that means that we're going to go in every direction, 2. Okay? So, we're going to go 2 to the right. So -2 still. We have 1, 2. Make a circle there. Then we go from a center of origin up to 1, 2. Then we go to the left 2, which is about there. And then we go down 2. So -4. And then about there. Now that we have our 4 points, remember, we went 2 in every direction. Okay? Now we can connect the outer layer. We're going to connect all the outer points. Now that we connect them, we have our circle with a radius of 2. And our center at 4, -2. And we are done. Okay? Simple, right? So, remember, the center is always your point. Your radius is the dimension is going to create how far from the center. Okay? So, let's start on today's assignment. All right, guys. So, you have 2 examples to work on. All right? Or 2 problems to work on. The first one is the center is at 0, 0. And then your radius is 3. And then for your second problem, your center is at 1, 3 with the radius of 5. Okay? So make sure you give me the equation and then you also graph them. Okay? Make sure you take a picture of your notes as well so I can see you're taking down notes. So as soon as you're done watching the video, make sure you submit your answers. I'll be hearing from you soon.